So today is the most highly anticipated game of probably the year so far, and that is the Golden State Warriors going up against the LA Lakers. Now this is going to be a great game. This is a one and done game essentially. So basically, if the Lakers win, they move on, and then if the Warriors win, they move on as well. Now, let's gauge both of these teams and see which one is really better. Now, the whole main idea behind the Golden State Warriors offense is to get Steph Curry open for three-point shots. And that is what we're going to see a lot of in this game. There are a lot of simple plays that the Golden State Warriors use to be able to get Curry open. For example, a cut down towards the low post, a pass over towards the other point player. Now this is the point right here. This is why I'm calling him a point player, even though he is definitely not a point guard. Now from there, Curry cuts down, quick pass over, and then we have another quick pin down screen for Curry popping up, and that's going to be a three-point shot for him. Meanwhile, the Lakers use a lot of screen and rolls. A lot of times they try to get LeBron into the key because everyone knows that whenever you get LeBron James in the key, you get multiple eyes on him, which leaves other perimeter players who can shoot three-point shots a wide open shot. This is why we see in a wide open three from the corner right here. Now, let's not forget that Steph Curry is an absolute dribbling god. He is able to hesitate and drive to the rim and be able to get most defensive players up into the air. So what we see here is a quick, simple screen. He then does a quick hesitation killer crossover towards the middle, looks up, which gets that player almost pretty well straight up, as we see right there. And because of that, Curry is able to use that and attack the rim. And once he gets to the rim, even though he's a smaller player, he's able to finish over many different defenders. Now, the issue that Golden State Warriors are going to have this game is going to be if they isolate or if LA isolates LeBron James. If they can get an isolation on somebody other than Green, there's going to be issues all game. Even Kelly Oubre Jr., if he's stuck on another player, this is going to be a hard game for them. But if they can keep Oubre or Green on LeBron James throughout the entire game, at least they're going to have troubles getting LeBron James to score in a one-on-one ISO situation. And that's what we have here. He's able to basically get his defender down onto his heels by doing a couple of quick crossovers, and then he's able to get that ball into his right hand, do a quick negative step so that he's able to attack that player. He does a quick hesitation right there to be able to get that player onto his heels, and then he attacks that rim. And even with a help side defender who's coming over, unless it's somebody stronger like Wiseman, even though he's probably going to be out for this game, most likely going to be out, I shouldn't have said probably, but unless there's a bigger player here, which they don't have, that's going to be a very easy basket for LeBron all game. And let's not forget that they have Talen Horton-Tucker. Now, the thing with him is you don't usually game plan around a 6, 7, 8 string player, but what happens here is he has got so much length and so much ability to score that even some of the better defenders have issues trying to stop him. Now, in this situation, he scores, but what we have here is he does a quick attack dribble, a quick right in and out crossover. Then he's able to spin off of that defender. He's able to attack, try to post up, gets that player back onto his heels, able to turn around and hit that jumper. Now, if you don't game plan against some of their 7th, 8th, and not even 9th string players, you're going to have troubles all game. Now, here we see the Lakers try to defend Curry with somebody who is quick and has a lot of length to him. Now, Curry is able to use that to his advantage because now he knows as soon as he gets that ball and he has that player on him, he needs to attack that rim right away because that player, even though he is agile, if his momentum is taking him towards Curry, Curry needs to attack before he stops. That way he is able to get in front between him and the net, and that will always lead to Curry finishing with a basket. He's able to use his body against help side defenders, and then he's able to stretch out for easy baskets. Now in the upcoming game, they're not going to have this ability as much, where they have a staggered screen pass over towards this wing for Curry, and then they don't really have that ability to have a big man rolling towards the basket. Now the Warriors do have some competent centers, but none that are like Wiseman in the upcoming game. And Wiseman's able to finish over a lot of different players. He is going to be a very special player, and even next year, or even the year after, but I think it's going to be next year. Some people are saying 2 to 3 years, but I think he's going to be a very special player for them. Now, a 5-out screen and roll play is actually going to be probably pretty troublesome against the Warriors in this upcoming game. The reason for this is they don't have a player like Wiseman, or big player like Wiseman, who can really defend the rim as well. So what we have here is a simple screen and roll with LeBron James. You now have 2 bigs, or at least what I would classify as 2 bigs, attacking the basket against 1 massive big. Now, because the Warriors are probably going to be sticking somebody like Pascal in the center position, they don't have anybody to defend something like this where they have 2 massive bigs coming at him. And because of that, what you're going to need to see is somebody who's guarding a corner will need to come down and defend. And when that happens, you have to be very smart and precise about it. When you've got somebody like Kuzma who is able to hit those corner threes, then somebody over here who is not necessarily as high of a percentage corner 3-point shooter, you're going to need to have communication with your center to know which player he needs to go. Say, I got left if it's this player coming down, and then at least at that point you can cut off the layup or the dunk. Then this player has to go over and cover this man over here. And then there's simple plays like this where they have a player attacking the key, a quick kick out pass to the wing player, pass back up top, and then when this player tries to play deny defense, LeBron James cuts back door and everyone else is along the 3-point line. You're going to need to get some players who are in position to play help defense in that situation, and a player over here who is playing deny essentially, or 1 pass, where he should really be playing 2 passes away. And then LeBron James can get wide open dunks. They just cannot have that. So this will actually be a very good game. We're going to have LeBron James, who is, of course, getting near closer to the end of his career, but still playing a very powerful style game and can still really mix it up and is still one of the top 3 players in the league. However, he is going up against a Steph Curry, who is also getting a bit older, but is still in his prime, who is playing like a basketball god. Who is going to be better? We're going to have to see. I'm not going to look at it as who is individually going to be better, but which one of those 2 players are going to be able to make their team around them much better, because that is what's going to win the game. It's not going to be a LeBron James versus Steph Curry type game. It's going to be 100% a Steph Curry team versus LeBron James team. They both can pass the ball, but Steph Curry is a better ball handler, and I think because of that, the Golden State Warriors may just eke out a win. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.